Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CA Talks podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, with your co-host,
Kevin.
and our guests.
I'm Gabe.
He's Gabe.
And I'm Elvis.
And he's Elvis.
And welcome to episode 7.
Episode number 7.
Today we're going to be talking about why CA. So, guys, why did you decide to come to CA?
You want to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
So, do you mind if I tell like a story?
Go right ahead.
So, I was in high school, obviously. Well,
That's good.
Probably.
I would hope so.
But I came from Douglas, and I don't want to be like too forward, but I was a kind of an up and comer because Douglas has the biggest DECA chapter in the United States.
Mm.
I was an officer on track to become president in my either junior year or senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of different opportunities. So I got the offer I got in the mail to join CA, College Academy. And I was like, you know when you get something and you're like, I don't think this is real.
Yeah.
You know? Because you sound like, they promise you everything and you're like, I don't know if I trust that. But I was
Right.
like, I got it from the school. So I was like, I'll go ahead and I'll do the introduction meeting, like the orientation where they explained sort of what it was. I fell in love. I loved the opportunity. They said you graduate with AA,
Mm-hmm.
but then they said it's only 50 kids. So I remember having a talk with my parents specifically because they were saying, I don't know if you should do it, Elvis, because if you do, you're not going to have that opportunity to be at a big high school. You're not going to get that big high school or the high school experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a big draw for people for high school. People say, you know, you get the drama of high school. Which
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of bad, but it's also fun too.
Right.
But I thought, hey, I'll give it a shot. I'll apply. I don't know if I'll get in because if it's a lottery, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you never know.
Mm-hmm.
If I get in, cool, I might go or not. I failed the PERT, which is the test I had to take it. And I was like, well, I guess I will. But then my parents said, why don't you try one more time? So I retook, barely passed. Like barely.
I mean, it's persistence.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then submitted my application and just waited. I ended up getting put on the wait list. So I wasn't accepted. Well, I was accepted, but I was in the wait list. So eventually I was like, I'll wait. I'll see what happens. I got accepted. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to do because coming off of COVID, I was like going to a new school off of a year and a half essentially of no
in-person
Right.
Yeah,
contact.
no communication, no
Right.
in-person. I was thinking, number one, my social skills must be horrible. And number two, I was like, it's a little bit risky because, I have to restart all my clubs, everything from scratch. But I was like, I'll give it a shot. If I don't like it, I can always go back to Douglas.
Right, and it's the same with everyone else.
Yeah. I came in first day. I loved it. I loved the teachers, the students. Everyone was extremely welcoming and nice. The faculty was amazing, and I never looked back.
All right. What about you?
Mine was a little bit different. I was at Cypress, and I mean, it was all right. They have 5,000 kids, so it was just a lot. I found out about College Academy in my freshman year. I found out early, I think from my dad. And then I was like, that sounds good. That sounds like something I would want. And then COVID happened, so then we were all online. And I think that for me was what really got me to be like, yeah, College Academy it's what I'm going to do, because I didn't really have the high school experience at Cypress. It wasn't there anymore. I really wasn't interacting with people outside of like a couple classes. So to me, that stuff didn't really matter as much anymore. So then when I found out about College Academy and I was like, oh, I can go here, get my associates. It's a college campus. You're taking college classes and it's smaller school and it's more personable. I was like, yes, I want to do it. And then that orientation event it was like July or something. That was when I was like, okay, this is really
the real deal.
Yeah.
This is really happening.
Yeah, and then the orientation, like the day before school started, that was it. I was like, this is going to be it. And I, like you said, the first day I fell in love with it. Like this school, honestly, it's been the best experience. I've loved every second of it. Just the teachers, the students, the environment, just so much different. Such a departure from the standard high school.
Yeah.
And another thing is like the high school experience, but I felt like we've had it here. Definitely the things we've done, prom, different clubs. I mean, it's a lot more freedom. Considering we could do this on a Friday instead of being in class
Right.
locked in all day. But yeah, so really just kind of what happened. It was kind of just felt right.
Yeah, like away from the monotonous every day you walk in, walk out.
Yeah.
The like high school normal life. You don't have that free time. You know where you're going at 9:30, and we're all
It's very very
Yes.
structured. You have to be here at this time. There's no deviating
Yes.
from it. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine going back to like Cyprus and
Yeah.
having 7:30 start time, like waking up at 6:30 for classes. My classes this year
We're
started
so
at 11.
spoiled now.
Yeah.
We are.
We're so spoiled.
We are like 9:30. I thought like that was good, and this
Yeah.
year 11 o'clock classes.
Exactly.
No, I'm not. I don't go in any earlier than that.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing with me. Found out in the mail. Everything on paper, seems like a win-win. Get your associates. Just the whole gamut of it. Of course, the same thing. The only reservation was the whole high school experience thing. For me, because I came from Thelwell, and everybody from Thelwell, for the most part, came from the nearby middle school. And so I knew basically everybody in my class already. And so this would be like the first time in years that I would have to like start over with a new friend group and everything. And it was really just like, oh, well, freshman year was kind of a bust. So was sophomore, I still want to, have that traditional high school experience. But, I feel like all this like hooligan teenager stuff that I really wanted would not have been the best thing for me, considering all the successes and opportunities that we have. We're still able to be kids and have our freedom because we have all these free spaces between classes to hang out and do whatever we want, because of our because of the way that we control our schedule. So, took the PERT, went to the orientation, same story, love it. I would do this 10 times over.
Yeah. So brief. My brief backstory. I was at Nova. Didn't like Nova. People at Nova didn't like me. I'm like, oh wait, Nova's right next to this place. And I heard about seeing like, oh yeah, sign me up. I took the PERT test and I went in for the orientation. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna know no one. And then I saw like two of my friends. I'm like, oh my gosh. I have people that I'm gonna be with.
Yeah.
I was there with my friends. I was at the orientation with my friends. I'm like, oh, okay. And I really didn't set it until I went in like the day before. I'm like, wow, this place is huge.
Yeah.
And then, like first day, bus was super late.
No.
But I got to my history class, and then like from there it was like smooth sailing. I loved it.
First day I was late because I was driving and I left my house at like 8:45 thinking, 45 minutes is enough time. First day pulling into campus
Traffic.
on Davie Road.
Davie.
I got to class at like 9:50, which isn't that late. I had Doxwell, and he didn't take, he doesn't take attendance. But I was so nervous being late to my first class. I was like, oh God, what's gonna happen? I just walked in and he didn't care. Like they don't care. It's like it was just so different.
Not every teacher, but
Not every
yes.
teacher.
Yeah.
Some teachers don't care, but
Yeah, and so pretend it's like an elevator pitch for a second, all right? So if you could just summarize, what your experience was like, what you would like to say to anyone that is maybe considering CA, what would you like to say to them?
Well, I can't speak for North Campus, or sorry, not
Central
Campus, because I'm on North, but one of the big things I like here is obviously, how it's obvious. The free AA is a huge selling point.
Right.
There's not a lot of schools that offer you a free associate's degree with zero money down,
yeah.
But if you want to forget that, start off as just normal high school, especially on North, it feels like a real family community almost.
Yeah.
We're 50 kids. There's only 50 of us. So we're very, very close. Everyone knows each other's names. Everyone knows, at least if you don't know that person personally,
You know of them.
Yeah.
you know of them, or you
Right.
know someone, or you're friends with someone who's friends with them, because we're a very small group, but we're very connected. We take care of each other. Also here, I'm not sure how it's on Central Campus, but our faculty is very accessible.
Yeah.
Very, very. It's literally walk-ins. You just walk in. You need to talk to the counselor, to vice principal, to anything. You just walk in and have a question. It's very, very easy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's definitely something I love, just being able to go to the office and say hi and ask teachers questions, and it's just, they're so available. I think for me, the best thing about it that I would say to someone would be like, honestly, just the growth that happens here because, and you're free. Like, it's not, like, you're not in the high school standard, like we've talked about. It's not the standard high school structure. So you have a lot of time to kind of grow and just do your own thing and make it to where this is the best that you can do in this situation. And it's a lot of freedom, and some people, it's a lot of responsibility for us to have, but I think really it's the best thing you could have, especially before going to college, because it's not like you're still a minor, you're still with your parents, you're still with people around you, there's still people you could talk to for help, and you're not on your own yet, but it's just I think it was just the best introduction I could have had to what college is like, that sort of experience.
You want the college experience in high school while still getting the high school experience and an AA? You come to CA.
Yeah.
There we go.
Especially if you're aiming for university applications. I know a lot of things they always tell you is they want to see extracurriculars. Here is very easy to get extracurricular because especially for North, we're so small that if you create an extracurricular, you're most likely going to be, an officer. Or if you want to join an extracurricular, it's not hard to become an officer. I'm an officer of NHS, a bunch of different clubs. Just by asking and saying, hey, can I help you guys out? Can I work with you guys? And they say yes.
Yeah, that's how I did a lot of things in my junior year. And then senior year, I've been in more clubs as an officer, leading yearbooks. So it's definitely the best thing is just you can go to any club, be like, hey, do you need help with this? And you can just join. And it's not like they're going to say no and be like, no, we have enough people. The people are always like, oh yeah, if you're available, come help out, come join. And then you could just spend time and you can make your own club and just create a group where you can just run it. And like, there's a million clubs and committees at CA. I think one of the best parts about it.
Now, if you didn't already notice, we got all guys on this podcast. All guys. So what do you think is the best part about, what do you think encourages other males to join CA?
Honestly, I kind of been what I've been saying, like the freedom. I know one of the big drawbacks is CA College Academy or BC doesn't have a sports team. But one of the things teachers do say, and I know Dr. Weinstein says this often, is you don't need to leave behind your old team if you're on a team at your old high school. It's just your schedule might not line up with it, and they can't change it. But if that's part of it for you, you can still do activities. People can make a sports club. Like I know BC Fit. People do stuff like I know people played kickball, softball, or soccer. I mean, so you could create just like a sports club and just have that be like a sports committee, a football committee, and just have a bunch of people who want to play sports and can get together and do something like that. Like it doesn't have to mean just because you're going to this and they don't have sports like standardized like a sports team and they're playing other teams doesn't mean you can't still have it. It just means you would have to create it yourself, and that might even be better because then you have that experience of you're forming this and it looks good that you created a sports team for your school to play.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, all the same reasons. I mean, there's, the sports, of course, you have to work around the schedule. But if you're a guy and you want to come to CA, I would just say come. Or even if you're like a little iffy on, I would say also give it a shot because you can always go back to your home high school and there's no real reason not to.
I mean, for me, I was in band. I still go back there and play. Still back to my home school and play band. And here, you guys have a gym, right? North Campus has a gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You got a gym here for free.
Weight training club.
Yeah, and BC, oh my gosh, you don't understand the extent to BC. There's a thing called Tiger Tail Recreation. And it's down by the Bass Pro Shop. It's free. You get in for free if you're a student. There's so many prospects and opportunities for being a male or otherwise that really encourages you to go, even if it may not seem like it. Oh, I'm leaving everyone behind. I'm leaving what could be my career behind. No, you can still go back to your school. I know plenty of people who go back and play volleyball, football, soccer at their home school. It just sometimes it doesn't line up. But yeah, you still have those opportunities, and CA is definitely probably a bigger opportunity than a lot of, I'd say, recreational sports.
Right. And speaking of opportunities, a common misconception is that when you're joining CA, that you're going to be thrust into the unknown. You're going to be handling this new college experience, and you're not going to know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
But in reality, like we all really said, this is a small, tight community. We all we all have each other's backs. We're all supporting each other, and so whether it's other students, teachers, faculty, anyone, we are all very easily accessible, and getting through and getting used to how it's gonna be on a real college campus. Because when we eventually go to all the different amazing universities that we're going to be applying to, already applying to, we're going to feel right at home.
Because we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's all up to you, because you can either get the help, you should get help, but if you want to be more independent, you don't always have to go to Dr. Weinstein for a question. You don't always have to go to your teachers for a question. You have your friends, you have other sources that you can get from BC alone.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing. It's just that you don't have to get help and you don't need to go to someone, but it's always there. BC professors, BC Student Life, CA professors, other CA students, alumni, anything like that. There's help available, and if you want it or you don't want it, it's there regardless.
Yeah. Which
is one of the best things that, especially like with high school, like the other high schools, there's thousands of kids, even if they're not. You don't always get that personalization of, oh, your teachers know you, the faculty knows you. You can't just go to them and ask them for help with stuff. Here you can. They're always here. They're always open, and they'll always find time to talk to you, even if it's for a couple-minute conversation.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and there's like a lot of misconceptions around CA. You're gonna leave stuff behind. It's scary. You're going into the unknown. But I really think that CA. We're not. You're never alone at CA.
No.
I mean, at your home school, you can definitely feel alone. You can feel like you have no one to come to. Counselors aren't there for you. Oh my gosh, every single teacher is a counselor here. Yeah. If you need help with math, you got a teacher for it. You got like 4 teachers for it.
6, yeah.
Yeah. If you need help with English, you have a teacher for English. If you want to find extracurriculars, or you want to find stuff to do outside school, volunteering opportunities, you have that here. I could not tell you a single thing that my counselor did at my old school. I
didn't even know who my counselor was.
Exactly.
The concept of office hours when I came here was so foreign to me.
You send them an email, hear back in 2 days. One time I had gone to a teacher for office hours, like specifically to take a test, went to her class, and she was like, no, this didn't happen. And I sent an email to you yesterday, and we talked about it. And here it's like, just go to their office hours, and they're there, and they're available.
Just show up.
Dude, that was perfect. Okay. And we're back. We had our audio recorder died, but now we're here, and we're going to touch on sports one more time, misconception. Of course, you can go back to your home school to play sports. You can go back to your home school to do anything, because CA, we're really here. CA, I don't want to say, it can be your home school, but if you want your home school to be your other home school, exactly, you can be with your old home school. And that doesn't mean you also have to lose contact with your friends.
No.
Yeah, I still hang out with my friends from Nova and from all these other places so much that I still talk to them like every day.
Right.
So you can make new friends, you can meet new people, but don't forget about your old friends and your old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the misconception is like you do lose the high school experience, but I feel like it just enhances it.
Yeah.
It just makes it like Fridays they're off. We don't have class, so like you can just go out with friends, go hang out, be on campus, off campus,
or
even
study.
during the day, or study, right? Or study with other people.
Exactly.
I think it just enhances it, honestly.
Yeah. You get, I think what a lot of other people don't get is that you can relax, but you can also work hard at the same time.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy to be
Elvis.
here.
Of course.
Elvis, Gabe.
And speaking of working hard, we're going to be interviewing Sofie for our student spotlight.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Okay. And we're back. And we're back with our student spotlight featuring Sofie.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
Hey, living life, taking it one day at a time.
Of course.
So, how would you explain to us what you do for the CA podcast?
Oh, well, I'm a graphic designer, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I help make the thumbnails for the podcast,
Like
obviously.
you see right here. If you exit out of the video, you'll see it, and we're back.
Okay. But yeah, I also help with posters as well. I collaborate with the other graphic designers, Thelwell and Elvis. If I'm mispronouncing anything, I apologize. But yeah, that's what I do.
What made you want to be a part of this podcast?
Well, obviously, I'm a very artistic person, as told by the fit right now. But yeah, I'm a very artistic person, always has been and always will be. And basically, I want to be more involved with the artistic side of CEA this year, especially with like my artistic abilities and with college or university coming soon. I obviously want to get more involved.
Yeah.
So,
That's good practice.
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah.
This looks really good.
yeah, definitely.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's really fun collaborating with other artists and practicing on like my graphic design and like Canva and everything. It's always fun.
What do you think is your? Oh, let's say, what's your favorite experience on the podcast been?
It's definitely like I remember like the first time that I collaborated on a poster. Actually, I believe it was episode 2, which was about like college applications and all of that. And I actually was texting Thalia at the time, and it was incredibly fun since I was like texting, we're collaborating, and just like generally like sharing ideas. Oh, like, oh, this looks good with this. Oh, this looks good with that. It was a lot of fun. It was like the best time, like best introduction to
You
the
can find that
podcast.
episode in our YouTube
Yes.
channel.
You know what? We might, if we can get like an iCard right here in one of the corners.
Right there.
We'll hopefully link to episode 2.
Click a target the box, or click down to our channel, and also just look at all the episodes.
Yeah.
Might as well look the other things as
Why
well.
don't you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, write a comment saying,
Hit
"Wow,
the
this
bell.
This podcast is so great.
You
guys are doing
cannot
such a
forget-
great job on
Shameless
this
plugs.
podcast."
You cannot forget to hit the bell.
Yes, don't forget to hit that ding. Yes.
Do that sort of like, you know, like the sort of clips that are like, the visual clips of like the mouse going to
Yes,
the
yes,
subscribe
right.
button,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then also clicking the bell. Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do that. Man.
Maybe the graphic designer could make that for us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, and we're gonna segue into our fact or fiction.
I love the sound effects. I
Now,
love
I
the sound
believe
effects.
you've listened to this podcast before. Right? You know how fact or fiction works?
Yeah, I believe so. I remember like Dia like mentioning all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
if
I
it's a
didn't know.
fact, you say fact. If it's a fiction, you say
Fiction.
not fact.
Oh, not
Switch
You
it
played
up.
me.
Yeah.
You played me.
Yeah.
You played me. Not gonna lie.
Have me in the first half.
Yes. So, of course, you know what time it is, fact or fiction. And let's begin. Ryan, how about you kick us off with question number 1?
All right. Question number 1.
Whoa.
Fact or fiction? The only thing to CA is the associate's degree perk.
Absolutely not.
Well, the absolute perk.
The only perk
No.
to CA is the associate's degree.
Well, it's not the only perk. Like obviously, it is the high school degree as well.
So, not fact.
Not fact.
That is correct. It is not fact, also known as
Fiction.
fiction. CA offers a lot more than
Yes.
just the associate's degree. You also get a high school diploma.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You also get
You forget about while we were in our senior
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, my
Right.
fault.
you
Okay,
also get the incredible opportunity to familiarize yourself
The
with
college
a
experience.
college experience of like no other.
Yes, and you get all
Exactly.
these people by your side. You have a lot more assistance, one-on-one, hand-to-hand, combat.
Not only that,
Combat?
combat. Not-
Hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, yo.
Not only that, but it's a great way because you're not only gonna be thrust into a scary environment because everybody else is going through the same thing
Yeah.
you're going through.
Yeah.
Everybody's
oh,
the
yeah,
same
definitely.
age. Everybody's going through the same experience. So it's very easy to make connections with people.
All right, question number 2.
Alrighty.
Fact or fiction? College Academy is strictly a part of Broward College.
That's good. That's a great question.
Strictly.
Strictly, I wouldn't say,
Yeah.
because I think C is its own part. It's its own part. It's like think of a BC. It's like a leech, a good leech, symbiotic,
A leech.
a symbiotic leech. Where
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'd say fiction, not fact.
Yeah. Looks like someone in the audience is trying to help me cheat.
Not fact.
Behind the scenes.
Oh, he's got
Dia-
the camera.
Dia, honey, go away. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, honey, but go
So
away.
we're gonna say not fact.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, that is fiction.
Yay!
CA is actually a joint venture between Broward College and Broward County Public Schools,
Yeah.
which is why, as well as using
Yep, you got
using
it.
as well as
La, la,
using
la, 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 la,
la, as well as using your Broward College ID, you also have to use your 06 number for
Yes.
some things still.
Yeah, so
And question number 3. Fact or fiction? CA provides its students with all the help they need to navigate the college setting.
not fact. Not fact. It's fact.
That-
and I know it. from-
It's like, hey, yo, that's true. Okay, Dia's just showing me
I think-
Danny
I think he's
DeVito at this
cheating.
point.
Is that,
Dia.
That's canon.
Danny DeVito.
So we're gonna stick with fact. Of course,
Yeah.
you get that help.
Yeah,
'Cause
of
we talked
course.
about it this episode.
And you probably heard it a million times before.
Yes, either here or from your students everywhere. You hear it everywhere.
Counselors, teachers, promotional stuff, etc., etc.
So Ryan, I'm just dying to know the answer to this one.
Well, guys, Dia was right all along. It was Danny DeVito.
Oh my
It's
God,
a trick.
Dia, you were right.
That wasn't in the script.
Danny DeVito.
The answer is fact. College Academy helps you in so many ways. You have so many faculty and staff that's right here waiting for you to just come up with any questions, any concerns. They will help you with anything that you need.
Not to mention different kinds of resources offered by Broward College, such as tutor.com. You have
Oh,
no
yeah.
clue how many times I've used that in my college career.
The Academic Success Center.
Mm-hmm.
You got a bunch of like sources online. You get the BC database.
Yeah, you get tutoring as well.
Mhm.
I know that for a
You
fact.
get I think free mental health. You get like free visits with the psychiatrist.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I've looked over that
Yes.
as well.
Not only that, but a free gym. Again, we
Exactly.
mentioned
Yeah.
that briefly, but I mean, you don't have to go to Planet Fitness or YouFit. Like, you have it all available to you right here.
Yeah,
Quite
it's
literally
free money.
Yeah, I've started going to. This year started going to the gym at BC.
Yeah. Show
Amazing.
us
I
those
went-
stunts. Yep.
Hey.
Alrighty. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I was going to the gym as well, like I believe Monday and Wednesday as well. So it's definitely been like pretty interesting. Plus, I know some of my friends and I have like went like to the gym in like the past semester, like spring or summer around that, and it was definitely pretty fun. I think.
All right, we're gonna transition one more time to our outro. So, yes, we've talked about a lot this episode. We talked about the boys, how the boys get it done here at CA, and of course
course.
we talked about our great graphic designer Sofi, helping us quite literally every single podcast, making it look good, making it look pretty.
Yeah.
Next episode, we're gonna be having the holiday episode.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
It's November.
Of course, on that we're going to talk about early ED decisions, and of course some behind the scenes with our audio engineer.
And if I may intervene as well, so I work a lot of things as well. As I said, I work with a lot of artistic stuff. As we all know, there's also a bunch of like things going on, like yearbook and prom. I also help with some of those, and since I help with promotion in the prom, I definitely like to offer the audience in order to look at the e-store, look at the different things like the yearbook, the prom tickets. Even if you don't buy anything, just like being able to spread that really helps. So yeah, definitely
Here's
like.
my wallet. Take my money.
Ayo, I'll take it.
All right, and that was our show. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a blast. I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sophie.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. Play So Go. Bye.